There you go. That'll fix it. Probably. That's what I get for trying to play it at, Oh god. The stream just died. Didn't it? Didn't it just try that? Are we okay? Did it die? We're back? Okay, good. That may not have been me. That may not have been the issue that I thought it was initially, that I was trying to play this. That may have just been the internet attempting to end. It did that last night, actually. It did that last night. And that was very concerning when it did happen. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to play the music one more time. If it tries to die again, I guess it's just gonna be quiet for a little bit. But it should be okay. I believe too. We're just here, we're gonna watch Rhinoscope check their corners. And we're gonna talk, and we're not gonna think about what's happening off screen, right? Because what's happening off screen is very scary and made my heart rate go up. Any dream? Maybe. I'll have to think about that. Not because it's like I'm withholding the dream, but because I need to think about what my dream was last night, you know? And you asked, Eulachio, how my day was. So one, thank you very much for asking. I do appreciate it. And it was, it was pretty, I mean, it was something. It was something. It was a good day. It worked out. Release the dream. I'll think about it. So we got up a little late, but like not super late. Like we were on track to be on time to stream and get my morning routine done. And it's dumb. Oh my god, it's so dumb. This is streamer lore, by the way. This is a streamer lore moment. Morning oatmeal and coffee. I mean, yeah, I was gonna get my morning oatmeal and coffee. You know, a nice wholesome meal. But I didn't even get that far. Because I was being bad, as I always do. And when I got up, instead of getting out of bed, I went on the social media. Because I'm addicted. And that's a whole thing, also. Like, that's a whole conversation topic. Like, I didn't used to do that. That used to not be a thing that I did. Like, at some point in the past couple years, I picked up this terrible habit of when I wake up, immediately, like, for like half an hour, getting on my phone. It's like a morning ritual. And on one hand, it's entertaining, but also I know for a fact that it's bad for me. Like, it's bad for me. It feels good, but it's not good for me. Right? I don't know. She can't oh my god, I can't speak. She can't stop watching kinetic sand videos. I wish that's what had come up in my feed. I follow a lot of, like, you know, fellow trans people on the Twitter. Like, that's, and, like, most of my subreddits are also, like, very gay, you know? It's, like, either it's gay, or it's very directly related to, like, some kind of subgroup or whatever that I'm specifically interested in, right? Reddit, yeah, you can make fun of me. You can make fun of me for using Reddit. It's okay. It's allowed. I know it's cringe. But the trans people on there, so cute. They're so fun. And I forget where it was. No, I remember where it was. On the Twitter. Somebody somebody posted a meme. And I loved it. It was really, really good. I'm not gonna pull it up because it's incriminating by its very nature. What it was... Oh god, this is embarrassing. Oh my god, this is embarrassing, okay? But you're allowed to make fun of me for it, because it's also very funny. To me, anyhow. It was one of those memes where it's like a type of girl, like a type of a girl or a guy or whatever that, you know, fits like a stereotype, you know, to like date, you know? I think it's a very fun format. I think it's a very funny format. Is it the worm one? No, it's not the worm one. Or do we know what I'm talking about? Am I describing that sufficiently? Like, it features a picture of, like, a person who fits the stereotype visually. Like, usually, like, an anime girl or something. And then it has, like, just, like, text up and down the sides. Like, with supposed quotes that you would expect to hear from the stereotype, or, like, personality features and stuff that they do, you know? And... God. It was a bit of a moment. Because I looked at it, and, you know, they're all fun. Like, you can't take them too seriously. Yeah, the something girlfriend and all that, yeah. You know, like, yeah, I mean, we know what it is. We're all aware. And if you aren't aware, good for you. You've probably escaped a very specific form of brain rot, and I congratulate you on your survival. So... what it was? Should I say what it was? It was a gentle... I forget exactly the term they used, like the abbreviation, but it was something along the lines of like a gentle, dominant girlfriend. God, it was an attack. It was an attack on me as a person. Because at first I was like, oh, haha, yes, another meme, but then I was reading it and it was like, oh no. Oh no. Yeah, like gentle dom, yeah. I was reading it and I was like, why is this an attack on, like, what I want out of a relationship? Like, not that specifically. I'm not, like, that brain rotted. You know, I have a very open mind about that stuff, and I'm not so full of ego. I'm not so full of ego as to think that I have a very clear and specific picture about the only thing that I want from a relationship, you know? But, like, this fit a very specific idea that you know, very strongly appealed to me. And then it like, part of the text went into stuff like, this is a little sad, actually. It's a little sad, but it's also a little, like, hopeful, too. Because this got me to work through something unexpectedly. It's why we were, like, an hour late to stream, for the record. I just had to, like, take a minute and sort through my thoughts because of this dumb meme. Because it included some stuff about, like marriage dynamics. And I was like, my god, I am being attacked right now. why did I, like, fantasize about, like, this specific stuff with my ex? And what does that mean about me and what I wanted and all of that? And I just had to, like, spend an hour unpacking it all, you know? So that's why we were late to stream. That's how my day started. That's how my day started. No, don't look over there. Don't look. It's scary over there. I don't want to think about XCOM. Yeah, I do be like that sometimes. Like, it wasn't a big deal. Like, I wasn't, like, sobbing or anything. You know, I wouldn't drop that on you all. It was just like, huh. What does that mean for me? And now that I'm not in that relationship, what does that mean for me moving forward? Right? And it was just kind of, not unraveling in a negative sense, but just kind of, I had to unpack it a little bit more. And that's kind of how we started today. It was emotional, but a bit, maybe not quite to the level of catharsis, but it was like, I felt good after it. I felt like I'd made some progress on it. I think it means you're gay. And yeah, Skelly, I feel the same. Clearly I feel the same. Yeah, I'm, what can I say? I'm pretty gay. Women, you know? Am I right or am I right? Oh no. So we did that. That's how my day started. So what a start. That put me behind schedule, and I had to get up and, you know, eat my very filling meal of oatmeal and coffee. Speaking of coffee. A little bit more for me, as a treat, because I deserve it. I've been good. I've been playing good XCOM. I deserve a little bit of coffee. Yeah, got to talk a little bit with some people, checked in. I haven't really, like, sat down and, like, worked on more of it, you know, but, like, checked in on, some work stuff for, like, the job hunt and all that jazz. So, you know, we got, like, that pre-stream has to be done, or else I won't let myself sit down and do this, you know? We got that stuff out of the way, and then we started. And then I've been here, trying not to die in XCOM. That's pretty much been our day. And the missions have been surprisingly tough. Surprisingly tough. We had that council mission waiting for us. It was mean. Somebody almost died on that. Like, our assault pitbull, like, got down to 1 hit point. Like, face tanked this giant mechtoid. And now we're on this mission. And we all know how this mission is going. If anybody's just arrived or anything, like, during this, I'm gonna give you a brief peek at how this mission is going. Just take it all in for just a second. Okay. So that's why we're taking a minute to chill. And yeah, that's pretty much been the day so far. It's been something. Also, this music's good, isn't it? I don't listen to the Lo-Fi Girl stuff, actually. I did so, like, once when I was in college, and I was, like, writing, like, a super long paper. God, it was like a 16-pager. It was insane. It was a Supreme Court, like a mock Supreme Court brief. And I turned on, like, the original, like, Lo-Fi Girl thing, you know? That's why I thought there was only one of them. And I turned that on, and that kept me company for a little while. Kept me from going completely insane as I cracked out, like, 16 pages. Because that's how I write, is I sit down and I go pretty much as hard at it as possible until it gets done. It was a good brief, actually. It was really good. I liked it, if I do say so myself. What it was... We're just gonna do story time, honestly. Is that okay? Is that okay with everybody? If we do a little bit of story time? I don't think I've talked a whole lot about school before, like what I used to do. Like, I think it's been vaguely mentioned a few times, like, that I've done, that I studied political science, which was cringe, but we can revisit that in a moment. And I did some theater stuff, right? But I don't think I've ever talked, like, directly much about it. It's okay? Awesome. I just hope I don't bore people to death who come here for the XCOM is all. You used to get sprayed with water like a cat, that's all we know. I only got sprayed with the spray bottle a couple times, okay? And it was consensual, okay? That wasn't a college thing, so, you know. So this story is, I mean, it's very poli-sci related, honestly. No, it wasn't. We were just playing around, really. Seven and I, if we vaguely recall that story. I'm not gonna talk about Seven right now. If I talk about Seven, I'm gonna rehash, like, so much. It's like watching a professor talk about their lives during class time. Good. I always love that vibe from professors. I think my favorite professors were always the ones that I could feel like a personal connection with. There was one that I had, actually the one that I wrote this paper for that I was talking about. Her name... Honestly, I'm just gonna say it. It's an amazing name. She's Professor Failer. Right? Like, fail. Like, gonna fail people. And whenever she, like, as an icebreaker to talk to a new class, you'd always mention how, you know, despite her name, she was a really, you know, she really was not trying to fail anybody. She was an amazing professor. Failure, but she's such a good student. Exactly. And this professor, she was just incredible. I had her almost every year that I was in college. And the only year I didn't have her, I had the guy that was her assistant professor, and then had gotten promoted to full professor. So I was only ever like one step away from Professor Failer. She was incredible, just so good. So I took a bunch of classes with her. She watched me be an absolute gremlin and was so supportive of me. I used to... Because we all know that I'm very eepy. I'm very sleepy tired. This is not a new thing. This has always been the case. I used to wake up too late to actually, like, sit down and eat breakfast at the college dining halls. And so instead what I would do is I would swing by them on my way to her class my freshman year, because that was my first class. God's eepiest soldier, yes, exactly. That's me. Yes, Skelly, we support being eepy here. This is a pro EP channel, absolutely. So I would swing by the dining hall instead of getting like a full meal that I had to sit down and eat, which was of course my preference. Like, there was some good stuff there. It's where I acquired my addiction to biscuits and gravy, was the dining hall. But instead, I would grab 2 packs of Pop-Tarts. 2 packs of usually different flavors, just whatever I was feeling like. and I would take those to class with me. And I would just, oh god, I was an absolute gremlin. I would just sit there in the front row, right? In the front row, right in front of Professor Failer, just eating my little Pop-Tarts, like nibbling on them throughout class. And like almost every day that I had that class, because it started pretty early, right? Like it's hard to get out of like, you know, those early freshman classes. And occasionally she would just look at me, because remember, I was just like a scrawny little kid, right? She'd look at me and be like, "Are you doing okay? You eating? Are you eating all right?" She was never mad. She was just like concerned that that I just ate Pop-Tarts, and that's what I did. I swear, I ate other food. I was a pretty decent eater. You know, with that kind of accessibility to school, to the school dining halls and stuff. But in her eyes, it's all I did was just come to her class and eat Pop-Tarts. So that was good, and I distinguished myself as a pretty good student at that point, to Professor Failer, I think. So later, after a couple years, I was in a much higher level course, right? Much higher level political science course. This was like, what, 400 level maybe? Maybe 400, 500 level? You eaten? Here, I'll pull that up real quick. Here, stand by. Stand by, please. Interesting. Need that towel. What's this gonna be? An advertisement. Amazing. My favorite thing. Hold on. We need to see this. We need to see this, absolutely. It's just like me, for real, but with the Pop-Tarts. There we go. Oh my gosh, has there already been 22 minutes of this? Amazing, I'm so good at wasting time. This has turned into a little bit of a longer break from me playing this mission than I intended. Anyhow, the culmination of the story, right? And then maybe we'll move on and maybe play XCOM. I haven't really decided yet. A 3-minute music video? Probably not right now, because we got the little lo-fi thing going. But I thank you for asking, Skeleton. Thank you. So, and then I'll have to talk about dreams. XCOM. Oh, is that how you feel about XCOM, Yolashio? It puts you to sleep. Boring. We hate the XCOM. Oh gosh, we'll have to talk about what our next game is gonna be when we finish this campaign. Because we're almost done with this campaign. This is probably one of our final missions. Frankly, we could complete this mission and then just ignore every other mission until the final mission if we felt like it. Right? Only when you have cool stuff to talk about. Oh, and the idea? Can we circle back around to the idea, Skeleton? I'm gonna finish the story and then we circle back around to your idea. Is that a deal? Podcast, Scarlet. Yeah, honestly, I could probably do it. I could probably pull off a podcast. Just chatting streams after we're done. Oh, just no more games. Not a gaming channel. I just sit here and I talk. I see. I understand what you're... I get what you're here for. I understand. So the culmination of the story is, I mean, it's not like a crazy story, right? But, of course, my major was political science. Which is, full disclosure, is a field with 2 types of people. 3 types of people, actually. 3 types of people. Okay? And no more. One is there are some absolute ghouls that study political science. Like, just monsters, you know? The people who want to figure out, like, just the best way to do politics and then sell those talents to people who do heinous things. The people who don't have any personal ideology but just want to go, like, sell their skill set to, like, the Republican Party or something. Or, you know. Sounds like I missed some heavy talk. Mostly just, like, story time. But, maybe a little heavy here briefly, but, not really. Maybe a little. I don't know. Grifters? Yeah. Like grifters. The people who walk around their freshman year in their little suits and ties to college, like, classes and talk about how they're getting ready for their Senate campaign. Those kinds of people. This sounds unlike story talk. Oh no. Sorry, I'm just complaining about the people who used to study in my major. The second kind of people, though, they're better. I'm still gonna complain about them a little bit, but more because I pity them a little bit, because I have an ego that runs unchecked, clearly. Yeah, suit and tie to college, yeah, right? Like, I get for, like, a special occasion, maybe. Like, I definitely dressed up for a few occasions, like when I met the Prime Minister of Estonia. That was a cool bit. That was a thing I did once, but, like, that's like a special occasion, not like a college class type of thing. The second type of person is, I'm gonna call them the institutionalist. Oh, stop saying sorry about benign stuff. Oh, is it bad that my immediate reaction is to say sorry? That's just who I am. Interesting stuff, though. I'm all about controversial real talk. Good, because we're here. I love my controversial real talk. Oh, you have a nice night, skeleton. I hope you sleep well. Thank you so much for tuning in, stopping by. So, I'm gonna call them institutionalists. The second kind of person who gets involved with political science. They're better, and they mean well. And I mean that when I say it, because I'm about to say something really mean about them, but I really genuinely believe that they mean the very best. These are your... I should be careful using that term, because it's kind of loaded. It's a political term, but not everybody understands its meaning as defined in political science. But I'm gonna say it anyhow. They're kind of your classic liberal, right? I don't mean that in, like, the way that a Republican says it, like the liberals or anything, you know? I mean that in the sense of these are people who believe in democratic capitalism, right? The very simple, bare bones version, without going into the full definition, democratic capitalists. right? An umbrella term which definitely encompasses most of American politics and both of our parties, to be very clear what I'm talking about here. Um, but in this case specifically, the institutionalists are the people who really believe in it. They look at the institutions of government, bureaucracy, even extra governmental organizations, right? Like you could say the international courts, the international court system, that kind of deal, you know. And they really believe that that is the way to make the world better, is controlling and maintaining those institutions. They believe that rules have great power, that the way forward is like civil debate, civil protest at most, you know? And that warping and changing the rules of institutions degrades their functionality in a way that is anathema to their very existence. Right? I mean, if you think about it, this is a lot of what you see being preached in politics, right? The just vote people. You know, if we can get into, if we can like skim very briefly into politics real quick. I'm sorry, it's what I studied. It's what I studied. These are those people. You can tell that I don't have an incredibly high opinion of them because I think they're wrong. Frankly, I think that their ideals are cool. I don't think that most of them are genuinely bad people. I just think that they need to read a different book. I think that they need to stop reading social contract theory and maybe pick up some Marx and Engels and actually figure out how the real world works. Or they even, like, reading aside, open your eyes and look what's happened to the American Supreme Court, or what's happening in France right now, right? With the whole offloading bank debt into people's pensions and all of that. Absolutely insane. Because when push comes to shove, the rules don't matter. The normal day-to-day processes will be thrown out if the people in power decide that it's convenient for them. And if that's true, which clearly it is, right? Their whole ideology falls apart. It's a very academically minded ideology that I think doesn't hold up when it meets the real world. That's really my opinion on them, the institutionalists. The third kind of person that studies political science, and the category that I fall into, are the people who at some point learn better. You know, they get some kind of decent ideology so they don't go ghoulishly selling their services to the CIA or some group like that. Here's a very brief story. When I was younger in college, pretty early, I did have not like a sit-down job offer style interview, more they recruit at my school, and I got to have a talk with their recruiters, at like their table, and those CIA recruiters really liked me. I'm ashamed to say, they really liked it. They liked me, and I don't know how to feel about that to this day. But, somebody who eventually learns better not to sell your skills to a group like that, right? So you don't fall into the first category of the ghouls, and you learn that the institutions, they're there, but they're tools. They don't have fundamental value. So you don't fall into the institutionalist category. So then you fall off into the third category, which is a minority, I think. And that was where I was, right? This is important context. Right? About halfway through probably after my sophomore year, like, I fully emerged into this third category. I kind of became a little disillusioned with a lot of politics. It's why I didn't end up keeping going with it. Like turning that into some kind of career. That's a whole story, though. What I've been trying to talk about is this paper that got us on this rant. Right? I wrote this massive brief. It was a mock Supreme Court brief for one of Professor Thaler's classes. Right? It was like 400, 500 level class, I think. And it was all about the American Supreme Court and talking about it at a very high level, right? Doing case analysis, learning about how these decisions are made, what the language means, like, pretty intense stuff. I'm glad that I took this class with Thaler. Thaler was very good at exploring it with a critical eye. Additional context for our European audience, who I'm sure many of you have heard that Roe v. Wade was taken down, which was our Supreme Court case that kind of had enshrined for a long time that, you know, we had abortion rights here in the United States. Yeah, so that got gutted, unfortunately. Which is a really big deal here, legally speaking, because that case did a lot more than abortion rights, but I won't get too into that. That's not quite as relevant. So, for our final project, we had to come up with a case brief, right? Well, specifically, the final project was actually way easier than that. Most of us had to analyze two students' briefs and arguments as presented to the class, which was going to be our mock Supreme Court, right? This was like an end of the year project. Most everybody was going to just kind of basically rate our performance and have like a, you know, and write a little paper on it, you know? And two people were gonna volunteer and actually write the briefs, which was a lot more work. I did not volunteer. I did not want to do that much more work at first, and so these two other people volunteered. This was during COVID, and one of the people who had volunteered caught COVID and was no longer able to continue with the project. And so Professor Thaler reached out to me specifically before she opened up like a public announcement like, hey, you know, one of our people dropped, we need a new volunteer, approached me specifically and said, you know, I know that you're really good at this stuff and I really like your work. I'm not gonna make you, no pressure, but I'd really like it if you know, presented this brief, made the brief and took over this project. And I said yes. Because how do you say no to that? How do you say no, right? Like, there was no pressure. I knew, you know, she wasn't gonna be like upset, but you know, I was praised, and also I was going to get like a bunch of extra credit for doing it because I was doing this on insanely short notice. Like, I had like a week to throw together a Supreme Court brief. And I'm not just talking about like the little diddly version of like a low-level, like, you know, the Supreme Court brief that you do in high school civics class. That's like a 2-page paper. Like, I had to make a real deal. Like, you know, praise motivated. I am. Oh my gosh, I am. You've seen how it is with these XCOM missions, right? I'm not gonna get any praise for this XCOM mission from the team. Collar's injured. This guy's injured. We're not gonna get any praise today. Tragic. Tragic. Even less motivation for me to play any more XCOM. We'll do it. We'll finish this mission today, I promise. Story time's almost over. So I had to make this whole paper in pretty short notice, but I was insane, and so I did it. What the case was about, it is this hypothetical scenario, where the governor of Indiana, during the COVID crisis, that was barely controversial. I'm glad that it's barely controversial to us. I definitely know that if I said some of the things I did just now around my family, they would call me not nice things. So, I'm very glad that we have a community where this isn't controversial to say. Oh my, OMG, you have a credit card? That's so cool. Can I take a look at the numbers in it? Yeah, right here. I'll send it right on over. Gosh, I can't believe I got praised for having a piece of plastic in my pocket. Huge W. Yeah, ignorance is bliss. Goodness. So what the case was about was governor of Indiana, which for those who don't know is a state in the United States. It's a pretty conservative state in the US, kind of a rural Midwestern state, right? That's about all you need to know about Indiana. It's basically a giant cornfield. Occasionally switched out for soy, but don't tell the farmers that. Or don't tell the conservatives that, you know? We know how they feel about soy products. And so in this hypothetical, the governor of Indiana, during the COVID crisis, uses emergency powers as governor in order to reprioritize the healthcare system, right? Soy? You mean estrogen? Mm-hmm. I live in the USA. Very few care about that state. Good. It is not a state that anybody should care about, and I live in it. You don't have to care about this state. I'm leaving the first chance I get, honestly. So the governor uses these emergency powers to enact an order which will reprioritize healthcare resources to battle the pandemic, right? The way that this is done is by creating a registry for doctors, right, and patients, so that not all non-essential care is deprioritized until the pandemic is over. So all hands on deck to deal with the pandemic, and only what is deemed essential care, which already we can all see, like, the countless problems this creates, right? Like, there's a lot of problems. Like a whole list. Like who defines non-essential care, so on and so forth, like, the fact that not all doctors are suited to combat a pandemic, and that also you've still got the beds issue, like hospital beds issue. I mean, you know, it's the kind of solution that the governor of Indiana would come up with, frankly. It's actually based off of a proposal that, thank goodness, did not go through. the purpose of the mock Supreme Court hearing was to argue how this did or did not violate Roe v. Wade, right? Because one of the non-essential, actually, one of the items of care that would have to be reported was, in this hypothetical, to this registry, was abortion care, right? And if I remember correctly, it was being deprioritized in order to fight the pandemic, right? It wasn't a direct outlaw of abortion care, it just made it so you couldn't get it, right? A very Indiana conservative thing to try and do. It was a very realistic scenario, I'm sorry to say. So, the person that I was subbing in for, of course, you know, we all reasonably agreed as a class. There weren't very many total ghouls in this one. We all agreed, like, yeah, this would be messed up. But for the sake of the hypothetical, the guy that I was subbing in for was the one defending it. So I had to write this brief defending this and saying, actually, this doesn't violate Roe v. Wade. And I got into it. Of course I don't believe it, right? To be very clear, you know, this was a fun academic exercise, with quotations around fun. And I really explored how would the Republican Party argue before the Supreme Court in such a way in order to gut Roe v. Wade? I'm not sure if I should be proud of this, but I got the language on point when it happened in real life. Nobody liked my brief. Nobody liked my brief. They all voted in favor of the other one winning our mock case. Thank goodness. Good. Good that they could see through the rhetoric that I used. But I'm not sure how I should feel about it, but, like, I've still got parts of the paper somewhere, probably. We are not going to read it on stream, it's way too long and complicated, but, when the briefs were released for the challenge that would eventually bring down Roe v. Wade, I looked at it and I was like, wow, I'm reading like a souped up version of my paper, basically. This is how you would do it. And it's based around arguing around, messing with the idea that ignoring that Roe v. Wade is settled law, arguing around, wrongful interpretations. It's based around, arguing some very narrow technicalities on healthcare and what that means and all that kind of stuff. And a ghoulish argument. It's a ghoul argument. But it worked on the national level in real life, so I don't know. Anyhow, that was what I did. That was one of the last big projects I did for college, actually. I think I spooked Professor Failer with it. Professor Failer, like, looked at it and was like, wow. This is, she didn't say it, but you could tell the look on her face, the tone in her voice, that I had just deployed, like, one of the scariest papers she'd ever seen. So that was a thing that I did. You were actually telling us about the time you listened to Lo-Fi Girl, by the way. Oh yeah, that was the first time I listened to Lo-Fi Girl. Was writing that paper. Because I had to crack the whole thing out in, like, a week's time, which translates to over the weekend, right? This is just massive paper. So that was the first time I listened to Lo-Fi Girl. So yeah, hopefully I haven't lowered y'all's opinion of me. It was an academic hypothetical. I don't support it. It's just, I think it's more than anything, it's important to have an understanding that this is how these people operate in order to undermine and destroy institutions, right? Like, there are specific methods that they utilize in order to play the game in such a way that leaves the game unplayable for everybody else, you know? The political game, if that makes sense. I think it's very important to have, if you want to try and follow politics, which I can't always recommend, frankly, but if you have the time and energy for it, it's important to be mindful on how they slip that stuff through. This is how strong praises are against Scarlet. Yeah, you can get me to write stuff that I otherwise would not. I want to kill an alien. Oh. I want to kill an alien right now. Do we want to kill an alien real quick? I think we should kill an alien. Stand by. I'm gonna kill this alien. That way we can actually count this as an XCOM stream. Ooh. No, don't go for that capture. If you go for that capture, you're insane. Just somebody kill it, maybe? I don't know who's gonna get that kill, but somebody will, right? Lo-fi girl music still playing, by the way? Yep, I'm aware. Thank you for letting me know. Why do you not have line of sight here? Why do you not step out and see through this? Oh well. Oh well, my mistake. These things do happen to me, don't they? Shift over here. Remove alien. There we go, that's enough XCOM. That's a dead alien. Withholding the dream behind 2 story times. Oh gosh, we really did 2 whole story times. No wonder it took so long. Political science does require a deep understanding of language. It does. I mean, really... Gosh. Here's something that I've come to realize over the past, like, I don't know, for a long time, really. It's been this slow dawning realization. And maybe this is gonna sound weird to say, so, like, tell me if it is, but I'm really passionate about just language. Not like learning new languages, though I think they're pretty cool too, right? You know, I've studied Spanish, I've studied Arabic, marhaba, kifik, you know, that kind of deal. Not that I'm very good at them. I'm really rusty. I would not call myself bilingual. I do not have that much ego. But like the fundamental workings of language, yeah, linguistics. Like how words sound. And nonverbal communication. How do things sound? How do things look? How do things read? The written word? Oh my gosh, I love it. Like, you know, even being here streaming, strange as this may sound, because this is definitely not like a high-level, like, verbal environment, but it's like exploring the way that, like, saying different things feels, and the way that that makes your audience feel is interesting. It just tickles my brain in the right way. I mean, if you think about it, what? I studied political science, which is a deeply verbal study, or written study as well, you know, a linguistic study, I think. You know, Zach, you're just completely on point. You're just completely right. 100% about that. Because, like, I studied political science, and then When I left that, I started doing voice acting. Alright, so I launched right into that. My my hobbies, my passions include like DMing like tabletop role-playing games like D&D and stuff. So like that's a whole bit with acting. I like theater, right? I used to do that. That's a story for another time though. That'll take forever to run through that stuff. Now I stream. Again, very deeply verbal. I just like words. Words are funny, aren't they? I like to think about them. You know, I did speech for a long time, just like competitive speaking. I don't know. Maybe I sound absolutely insane right now, but I think it's cool. You know? I have the luck of speaking Romance languages, so I always find cool things that connect all the Romance languages and their histories. Yes, exactly. And isn't that interesting how across different languages, sometimes even beyond groups, different sounds and structures still appear? It's the, I'm gonna say this, and I know that we're all a certain way, so it's gonna sound like I'm saying one thing, but bear with me for a moment. It's like the study that used the made-up words boba and kiki, right? And asked people to describe what they were and like presented like choices, and how consistently, regardless of language, Kiki was like the sharp-looking one. See, that's what I was warning about, Yulashio. It's with one O. One O. And, Boba was like the soft, bubbly ones. Yeah, Boba like boba tea. Exactly. I think that's what it was, wasn't it? Or am I just thinking of boba tea? Because boba tea is really good, too. I could be getting the word wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right. How long do you think until you get to the final mission? In terms of XCOM time, we're like 2 weeks out. In terms of stream time, it depends on how much I keep talking. It was Boba with a U, I think. Boba and Kiki, but see, it works, doesn't it? For Boba tea. Now I want boba tea, Scarlet. Why you do this? I don't know, I just did it to myself, too. Now I want boba tea. Oh gosh. I'm some kind of monster planting these ideas in our heads, because it was the cookies earlier. Like boba tea and some cookies. I've got some like vegan ice cream cookies in the freezer. I might have one of those later. Oh, that sounds good. Stop thinking about food, Scarlet. You're gonna make yourself hungry. You need to finish this mission. Yeah, it's normally not something I buy. I'm not usually a big ice cream person. Boba tea and some cookies. Oh my gosh, Yulashio, you're so right though. You're so right. Cookies and cream boba tea. Oh my gosh, but that sounds so good though. Now I wanna. But I can't have it. That's unfortunate. I can't have it. XCOM skipping frames? Oh, here, we'll let it be for a moment. We'll let it be. We'll let it calm down. Silly XCOM. I don't know why. This week, not this week, like yesterday and today, the stream's been misbehaving for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But also, like, the internet died of its own volition last night, like, late in the night, and I had to restart it, so maybe they're working on something. I don't really know. I don't know. I pay I pay so much for this internet, and it's hardly even hardly even works. God. Doesn't seem to be a buffering issue? Fascinating. Fascinating. I'm just kind of watching it. It seems to be stable. Just seems to want to occasionally eat a couple frames. Oh, there, that was a frame that died on my end. Like the game. I think it's the game, not the internet, actually. Means own volition. Own volition. Alright, I think I'm ready to shoot some more aliens. How about all you? I don't think that I remember what my dream was. I'm very sorry, Eulachio, but I hope the double story time is made up for it. You know what? I don't want to listen to the combat music. I'm gonna keep listening to the lo-fi girl. She knows what she's doing. I believe in her. She'll guide this shot. Oh. Lo-fi girl has forsaken me. Thanks, Lo-Fi Girl. Oof. The music is good. It is good. It's relaxing. You're being suppressed. You kind of need to get the mech back. You kind of need to get the mech back. And you kind of need to stop this thing. Who's suppressing you? That thing? That's unfortunate. Zen. Zen alien battle? Yep, That's what we're gonna do. Gosh, those heavy floaters are just gonna keep on coming though, aren't they? I would love to maneuver over and like deal with them. No more big guns to deal with you. I could mind Freya. What music are we on now? That's an ad. That's an advertisement. Like a very zen advertisement, but that was in fact an advertisement. We were just zenning, vibing to an ad there for just a moment. I'm so sorry. My fault, my bad. There. With the whole language talk, I have some interesting TikToks you might like. Yeah, you should send them in the Discord later. That would be fun. My number one problem right now is I need to get the mech out. That's my issue at this moment. So what I'm gonna do... that's a psionically active target. Can I inspire you? I don't like anything about this situation. I think we're gonna do a little drive-by over here and then we're gonna leave. Is what I'm gonna try. Like, I'd love to come over here and get the big shot against the exposed heavy floater, but I think that just kills your mech. I think you need to get the mech out. So we're gonna have to run this suppression. Good luck. Vibing. They can't hurt you. Do I know about Noam Chomsky? Or Nim Chimpsky? I'm gonna guess that's an intentional misspelling. I'm not aware, actually. Oh, that's a really good crit, actually. Hold on, stand by. We could kill it. Stand by, we can kill that thing. Instead of mind fraying it, just go for the kill. Yeah. It's a monkey, the give me orange, give me you one. I am not familiar, actually. That sounds fascinating, to say the very least. Okay, and then you're gonna jump song down so that you don't get murdered. I don't know what else I should do here. Reload you. Probably Overwatched as well. Something like that. You can maybe get some grenades out into some decent positions. Like, we know there's a floater down here. We could deal some damage too, but I'm not really sure. I think you hold. I think that's a turn. That was a better turn than I had expected. So now they're gonna kind of have to trickle towards us, and this should make them way easier to kill. Oh, hi. How did you get outside? And where did you go? What? I think I just witnessed some kind of floater teleportation. It was a monkey. Someone taught American Sign Language to you. I can speak. I was just talking about really liking, like, linguistics and stuff, and clearly that is not reflected in my ability to actually say words. My apologies. Yeah, game just cheating. We all saw that, didn't we? A floater flew around to this position, stopped as if it had flanked itself, and then disappeared. It must have, like, left and gone around to here. Maybe it's this floater. That's very strange to me. That's rather unusual, actually. We've got telekinetic field ready. That's really good, actually. You'll love to see that. You're probably going to use that this turn. I think I see what happens. I stay relaxed. Don't panic. Right? It'll be fine. We could kill you pretty easy, I think. Like, chuck a couple grenades up here to finish that thing off. And I think we're gonna do some fun things this turn. Not quite dead. That's okay. I'm chucking another grenade. We're just gonna slowly... I'm gonna stay relaxed. It's gonna be fine. The situation is under control. Deal a little more damage. Good job, Duran. Secures a promotion. I want telekinetic field up. Oh my gosh, you just JoJo posed. Wait, did we all see the same thing? You just did a JoJo pose. I love that. I think like his torso twisted. Like, that was not the intended way for that to look, but that was so good. Oh my god, Kim, you're incredible. I really want Kim to be the volunteer now, wow. So now we're in the telekinetic field. We should be able to come up to here and have some defense against Overwatch. Oh my god, what have I done? It's fine. Don't worry about it. You got the kill. Now leave. That's another heavy floater down. We've got, what, 5? Only 5 heavy floaters remaining. 1 Muton Elite. And I see 1 regular floater, and I know there's an ethereal out there. There could be more. I can't really think about that fact, though. Come back. Come home. That's an injury on the mech, too. That's less than ideal, frankly. You want to get Cook down here to start patching that mech. Do it. You're gonna be in the telekinetic field, you'll be fine. And now you reload that plasma sniper rifle and you're good to go for another few turns. Ooh. I think you throw shots downrange here. You deal what damage you can at this point. They aren't going to be able to get like amazing shots against us. You just need to protect. You know, you need to do damage and hope that they don't get lucky, right? High floater. Oh, that's a second floater. High floater. High floater. So that's like 3 regular floaters, I think. It's okay, everybody. Kelso's fine. See, we're zenning. Also, Kelso just like pulled off an impossible dodge, so he's zen mode right now. Maybe I should put on some of the game sounds along with the music. I should do that. That would be a good idea. Why didn't I do that already? Screw you. Screw you, Muton. I mean, zen you. We're zen right now. Don't worry about the Muton, it can't hurt you. Everything's gonna be fine. There we go. Everything's going to be fine, I assure you. We are only being completely overwhelmed and the mech has no ammo. That's all that's happening, right? It could be better. I'll admit, maybe it could be a little bit better. Double shot there. Oh god. XCOM vibes. Oh no. Kelso could die. That's fine. That's fine. Kelso can die if Kelso wants to. That's allowed. You're stuck. That's fine. Double tap. The enemy lo-fi. Good hit. Doing work. You could maybe get a flamethrower here with a little bit of work. I have a dream. That dream involves killing floaters using fire. You need to panic. Oh, golly gee, we're really being overwhelmed right now, aren't we? Here, bring Collar over. Who can you see from here? Good. Good enough. Was really hoping for that to be the one shot that we needed, but that's fine. The sniper will deal with something later. I am just looking to minimize damage. I think Kelso might just die. Kelso may just be dead. That Kelso isn't already dead should be considered a small miracle. You're not going to be able to punch anything. If you expose the mech, you can maybe do a little bit more tanking. and you need to kill them with fire, perhaps. That's what I'm thinking. I think they must die. The angle's gonna be pretty rough, but I think there's a way. Let's count tiles. How long is the range on this? Really good, actually. Honestly, you could just kill this thing with fire right here and save us all trouble. I think the sniper pistol probably does that job better. Hear me out. What's your psi panic chance against this thing? It's a 75% chance to save Kelso's life. That's all we got, is that. You could inspire to, like, increase that. Or you bounce a grenade and you kill a floater. Or... Ooh, hold on. Is this a grenade? Now hear me out. Do you want to see something really dumb? Now, this probably doesn't roll high enough to kill the floater, but floaters shouldn't have, like, regular floaters. Shouldn't have any inbuilt DR at this point. Probably, maybe. It could. If it rolls higher than a 1, that floater dies. And this kills the Muton Elite if the sniper can follow up. No? You don't want to see something really dumb? What about something really smart? Let's rephrase it. A little more coffee for the tank. I don't think there's a better move than this, right? Like, unless you can airburst the grenade somewhere else. I think this has to be what you do. So, Durand? I'm counting on you. There's enough dumb these days. You're right. We play smart now. In a stretch? Oh, that's a great idea. A big stretch. Sorry, that evil laugh was not very zen of me. I'll calm down. And now, ladies and gentlemen, and those who know better, a plasma shot from Sniper Rhinoscope. And that's a good connection on that shot, directly into the temple of that Muton Elite. I'm very impressed. This is going to free up the sniper for further activities that involve killing aliens and making sure that the squad gets home safe and sound. Is that more zen? Is that better? Oh, that's really good. That's really, really good that just worked. So scratch the Muton Elite. That was the last one, I believe. Scratch one floater. Sniper could kill this thing. That's probably your best bet. That's probably what your job is you take this thing down. You've got a 92% chance. It's the best thing you can do. And another fine connection as the sniper continues to demonstrate why double tap is an excellent, excellent perk. Although frankly, I do have to wonder if in this case, perhaps In the Zone would have actually provided more value to the squad. You've got a situation here where In the Zone could have triggered off of both of these kills, and possibly another one here with the floater directly in front. Perhaps a plasma pistol shot? Perhaps in the future there will be an argument for more In the Zone snipers. Oh, you like that, Eulachio? Good. Um, you're not gonna get the Inspire. But there is a world in which we still save Kelso's life. It's still possible. Yes, indeed. I think it is still possible. This floater has to die or else they're gonna try and kill the sniper. If we panic you... Let's find out. I think you just have to find out, right? Good, good. Kelso's gonna be fine. Probably. Maybe. No guarantees. But that is one enemy unit that is no longer able to act. A flamethrower here creates panic. That's probably your next best move. First, make sure this thing dies. Good. Good. If you panic that heavy floater, I think the situation is increasingly under control. They're pretty easy to panic. Good. And with that, folks, we now merely have to hope that we have averted a disaster. Lots of panic from the enemy forces. An enemy floater coming in. Worrisome. Increasingly worrisome. Okay. Kelso died. I don't actually care about that. Kelso's crit wounded. And they're still coming. Oh god. It's fine, stay zen, you can do it. You can do it, Scarlet. You've got a command this turn. Full ammo. Almost full ammo. Oh, no, save them. At least Kelso can be stabilized. We might be able to save Kelso. It's another busy turn for XCOM. They will never get a break, not if I can help it. But we're gonna do our very best, right? You don't have double tap this turn. There's no double tap this turn, so the sniper's gonna not be able to dish out quite as much damage. If you had double tap, this would not be so difficult. But the Muton Elite must die. Very good. Somebody can finish that off. Somebody can finish that off. Song could finish that off, maybe? Not sure. No, you know who finishes that off? Drifter. You finish that off. Somebody needs to... I think there's a way. It's gonna rely on panicking yet another heavy floater, but I think there's a way. This Muton has to die for this to work, though. Come on. I'm calm. I am collected. I am listening to Lo-Fi Girl. XCOM can't hurt me. The aliens are surmountable. And it's going to be fine. That Muton Elite will find a way. Collar will just get good, right? Collar will just get good. Oh my gosh. Lowering this thing's will helps, was what I'm about to attempt. Because what we need to do, let me run you through the plan real quick. Floater Nation is plentiful, yes. Yes, Floater Nation has been fruitful here recently, it seems. They just seem to keep on coming, don't they? We're gonna bring Song over to like here, and we're gonna flame this other floater, and we're gonna hope to panic it. Its panic roll is dependent on its will, so if I could spare the mind fray, that helps. Frankly, I would have preferred to shoot this thing, though. Then you need to figure out how you kill this. There's so much to contain right now. That's the problem. There's just so much to do. Collar can hit this thing. There's just so much to do. Did you ever kill the Ethereal, or are they lurking? They're still lurking. That Ethereal is still out there. Waiting and watching. You could suppress somebody. You've got a grenade. What can Durand do to help out? Not as much as I would like. Out of grenades. Maybe take a close range shot here is about it. Don't know how we're gonna kill this thing. Probably have to suppress this one in the back, panic this one, kill this, and kill this. I think that's the plan. Right? Panic, suppress, kill, kill. That seems doable. And we've got the tools to make it happen, I think. So here's what I'm gonna do. Make room for Durand to come back, if you decide that's necessary. Lower its will. It must panic. That target cannot be allowed to continue messing with us, right? You're gonna bring the mech here. And that's a panic. That's one enemy dealt with for this turn. We're just spinning plates, folks, right? We're just spinning plates. You know, you gotta keep them all going so that you don't die a horrible, horrible death, right? That thing's not even counting as in cover anymore. That's weird, but okay, go off. We'll take advantage of that later. Whoa, that's crazy. Flaming it took away its cover for no good reason. I love that. Love that for us. That's a W. Durand. Why can't you see the Muton from there? That doesn't make sense to me. That seems silly. That seems very silly to me. That's okay. Somebody else will pick up the slack. Let's see, what's your best chance here? Pistol still? It's okay. Don't worry. We're zen. They can't hurt me. It will be okay. Thank you. Thank you, caller. Thank you. They can't hurt me. They can't hurt me. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's pretty huge actually for future turns. That's a really big deal. You're going to now come to here. You're gonna suppress that thing. And, you're gonna overwatch for this thing. And you're gonna hope that it all works out. And if it doesn't, somebody might die. It unpanicked, but it had to reload. Shot through suppression. That's rough. Sorry. Oof. And you're about to die to a grenade. Life goes on. Life goes on and we keep on fighting. This time we have double tap. Alright, it's done. The bit was great. The bit was immaculate. Don't get me wrong. The bit was amazing. Oh, go back. But I can feel my heart rate going up. It's time for combat music. No, our comfy. Do we want it back? I could bring back the comfy if we really wanted to, but I feel like I need to murder aliens, and that's not as loud as it used to be. That's better. We must kill the aliens. They cannot be allowed to live. So you're dead to the sniper. High octane music. Oh, it's alright. Good, good. So we're gonna do that. Sniper switches to the pistol. Somebody finally kills the muton. Then you need to kill this thing. You lied. You can't punch it.
Okay.
Alright, you're gonna come to here. Apply hollow. Because there's not really any other way out of this.
I need ammo.
Very important crit there. That's about as good as it's gonna get, I suspect. Executioner would help. Any way we can get a little extra damage. Sort of. Sort of a little bit. Enemy defense, flying target. Range is helping you, so you're gonna stay... You're gonna stay here, Durand.
I didn't get it!
That's unfortunate. Caller. Caller, please. Caller, please. Okay, but there's something we can do. There's something we can do about this. No, not Kelso. First, you're gonna start moving.
Heading to that location.
Believe it or not, this is fixable. One for all to get the extra DR.
Good to go.
Finally get a chance to reload the Marauder. Hear me out.
Yes, Commander.
You're not gonna do this because it's a 15% chance that you die. Chem. Friends. They didn't say that it was chemmed. Did anybody see it pop up and say that it was acided? Because it didn't say that for... Yeah, I didn't see it say that. That's definitely in the cloud. It should be acided. And I don't have a soldier nearby to check. No, you should be fine. I was being clever. Won't it take damage when its turn starts? Not when its turn starts. It will be if it takes an action, but only if it's acided. Uh-oh. Oh no. Uh-oh. I don't think it got acided. It should be. It should be. I can't look at it. I can't check. But it didn't pop up. I don't think it is. It has ammo. You know what I'm gonna do? This is gonna be dumb, but I don't think it's acided. I think that's bugged. I don't think that it got acid. I'm gonna put Cook here so that if it needs to flank anybody, it has to move, and that should trigger the acid. It's a little scuffed, but there's no way that I can directly apply the acid debuff. That's the only thing I can think of to fix this and make it right. Like, put Cook here. And if it decides to move to get a flank, it should get acided, and functionally it will be the same as how it should be, right? Like, that's a pretty minor difference. Because Cook should be completely safe in that position if it's acided, because if it goes to take a shot, it dies instantly. Strange game.
Yes, Commander.
We play a very weird game.
Ready to rock.
Yeah, that's...
That's what armor is for.
Jerk. Oh no.
Systems within acceptable parameters.
You see it? You see what I'm saying, though? It just refused. And said, nah, I don't feel like it, Commander. I don't feel like being in acid, believe it or not. We're gonna apply hollow to both these targets, and we're gonna clean this up.
X-ray down.
That mech should not have taken that damage. From this one, that's legitimate. Nice work, Smith. Really smooth. But that should not have happened.
Aye, aye, Commander.
They cheated right there. They cheated real bad. We'll get the stabilize.
You're good. Just stay with me.
Reset. No. We made a lot of mistakes, but that they just cheated outright. There's no two ways about it. What I need to do is I need to make sure there's nothing else up here that's gonna overwatch me. You're not gonna stay in the open because that Ethereal's still hanging around.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Hi. Hey, Broomstick. How are you?
Okay.
Is something wrong? Are they upset with me? Is XCOM, like, mad that I played the Lo-Fi Girl music? Is XCOM, like, being passive-aggressive towards me right now? Because that's really what it feels like. It really feels like it's like, you know, it's a bit mad, but it doesn't really want to bring up the issue. You know? So it's just like, I'm just gonna be a little petty. You know? Oh, oops. You don't have line of sight? Oh, gosh. Golly gee. Who would have thunk it? You know, it's not like, you know... it's not like I get to have my combat music. Right? It's not like you muted me for an hour, 2 hours. But that's fine, we don't always get to have, like, nice things, huh? Oh gosh, I guess you're gonna have to go fix it. How is this not line of sight? What? Like, this game's got some weird line of sight bugs, and some, like, weird terrain. Like, out here, there was a point where, like, the floater that was out here harassing us, like, hid, and I think was hiding behind this little piece of impassable terrain in order to break line of sight with a unit that we put right here, and that was kind of bull. So we fixed it. But, like, that wasn't necessarily outright cheating, it was just the game being full of it. But then the acid thing, and now this, back to back, I think it's mad. I think it's angry, because there is absolutely no reason that you should not be able to see this alien. It's literally on top of your head. Mad. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane. Well, that's why we have this installed. Okay, no, it doesn't care. It's actually just decided that it's too good for me. It refuses to be seen. You can't see it. What? What about here? What about here, right next to where I know somebody is that can see you? Finally. The Ethereal's just standing there like, yep. Mm-hmm. What you gonna do about it, huh, loser? What are you gonna do? If I just make it so you can't shoot my floater. What? What? Like, we could maybe mass pistols and kill it, but I actually need Song to be able to get this thing. What about down here? Where do we have line of sight? Why can't we see it? Teleport. Cursor. I feel bad just teleporting all over, but, like, we all see this. It's unshootable. Okay, but Kim can see it from this position, so maybe if we put Song where Kim is, it'll be okay.
On the move.
Is that gonna... Absolutely cursed. The game is gaslighting you right now? It is. Okay, finally. We had to activate some special technology in order to get out of that mess, but we pulled it off.
I'm on the move.
Had to teleport Song a few times, like some kind of anime fight, but we did it. Oh my goodness. What is this game? What is this game and why do we play it?
If that's what you want.
Over here.
Hold on, I'm reloading.
Get in heavy cover.
Je bouge. On peut y aller.
Reload.
Bin wieder da.
That Ethereal could walk up and one-shot somebody, but it's earned that right today. Nope, it has decided not to exercise its right. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. That would be scary. Oh, what do we do? What do we do? Where is it? I don't know. I don't want to know. You can stay wherever it is. We just need to like reload and get ready to ambush it.
Going for a single.
Like you hide there.
Position confirmed.
Patch Song up, maybe.
I have you covered. Ready to engage
I don't know,
hostile
folks.
targets.
I don't know. Something's happening. Sure.
Get back in the fight, soldier.
It's mad.
I don't think we're alone out here.
It's like, how dare you use the console to undo the game cheating against you? That's not very Iron Man of you.
Coupling now.
That's not very Iron Man of you. What do you think the viewers are gonna say? You're gonna say, gosh, I can't believe this streamer cheats all the time in her game and still calls it an Iron Man campaign.
Moving out.
I can't believe it. Shaking my head.
Reloaded.
Absolutely absurd. Wait, there's still a floater.
What's making that noise?
Oh, hi.
Daneben geschossen.
Chat more? Mm-hmm.
X-Rays kommen von der Seite.
Oh gosh, what are you doing now? Some nonsense for sure. I think we delete its cover. We'll laugh at it for a little bit. That's my opinion. That's my opinion on the matter. Let's walk on over and delete its cover. Mhm. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I think you do.
Aye, aye.
You stand here. I think this is the last floater. I'm gonna hope so. Because we're gonna do something.
You know more about this than I do.
Can you delete this wall? Because golly gee, I sure hope so. Like, delete everything around it. Why can't you see it? It's right there. Oh, it's happening again. Hold on, look at this. Inside the UFO, there's no wall there anymore, right? Yeah, there's literally nothing. Oh no, never mind. That's bull, but I understand. I get it. I get it, game. I get that you hate me. Maybe bring... heal the
Man
mech.
up and get back out there.
Could probably thrown smoke first.
On my way.
That's okay. Get out there. if I screamed? What if that worked? What if I just screamed and it died? How would we feel about that? Thanks, Kim. Thanks for the moral support, telling me not to scream. Appreciate it.
Position
Very
confirmed.
cool of you. Alright. Let's get in some kind of position to try and take this thing out. Oh, we might be able to just kill you. Never mind. Never mind, Calder's just that good. Forget any of my complicated planning. Calder's just good. Steady. If that ethereal comes up and kills somebody... Okay. I'm losing my mind, actually. Sometimes I say that on these missions, and I'm like, oh, haha, I'm losing my mind, but like right now, where even is this thing? It's not real. The ethereal just left. It said, haha, did you know I'm always legally allowed to just leave? And it did. It just disappeared.
I'm on it, Commander.
This ship was packed. Yeah, it felt like it. I think the real problem is all of the enemy pods. Like, there's only... Believe it or not, there was only 29 aliens on this mission. The problem is that 6 of them were in this room, and the rest of them were in this room. And that created a little bit of an issue, as you might imagine. Just a little bit of an uh-oh.
On the move.
High in the neck. Only. Yeah, only.
I'm rolling.
Only 29 aliens, right? We've got one more medkit left. We'll probably use it to patch the Marauders so we can tank an ethereal shot.
Oh yeah.
I'll cover you from here.
Otherwise, I know nothing.
Alles wieder im grünen Bereich.
On the move.
I know nothing. I merely have an increasingly daunting feeling that this ethereal's about to do something stupid.
There's something out there.
Yep.
Can't
Yep.
fight it.
Oh my god. Save me from this nightmare, please, somebody. The sniper can't even see it. Somebody kill it.
Roger that.
I'm begging you. What do you mean? What do you mean you can't see it?
Affirmative, Commander.
What do you mean that it can see our gunner, but we can't see it? As you'll mind control your guy and kill most of the frames. Oh no, I see it. I see us jumping around. Hold on, I'll stay still. I'll let it come back. Hold on. Silly game. Silly game. My word. What has been up with the frames today, honestly? What has been up with the frames today? It's been bad. Hold on, I'm gonna tap out and check, actually. Frame stealing ninjas? That's right, it is. Like, my connection says it's fine, right? Like, I've got nothing from Streamlabs. Like, that says everything's fine. Where are we losing frames? I guess it just must be the ninjas. It's that simple. It's just that simple. Oh my goodness. Well, they could have picked a better unit to steal, I guess. Because this guy can't move and shoot. So long as you break line of sight, you're actually completely safe. Unless the ethereal decides to kill you, which is always an option. Yeah, that's always an option, I suppose. Kim comes to here. We can block the door. No, we can't. Nobody can get to the door. Never mind. Good luck, Kim. Is this breaking laws? Yes, it is. Good.
Bien, commandant.
That's broken loss. Okay, good, good. Probably not going to be able to get eyes on the ethereal from here, but one can hope and dream, right? Steady that weapon. You're going to need it.
Yes, Commander.
This is nonsense. Why is this happening to me? Don't I deserve better? Don't I deserve better than this?
Headed there now.
And you, buddy? Thank goodness you can get out.
Stepping up.
We aren't safe. That ethereal can round a corner and whack somebody on that left side, but gosh, I don't know what else to do. I simply don't know what else to do. There it is. Was that a dash? Please tell me that's a dash. Oh my god. Oh my god, it was a dash. Thank goodness. My friend, you just walked into the wrong part of town. I am going to kill you. You aren't getting away from here. I've been through too much. Far, far too much. Kim, I think you have to run an enemy Overwatch. Strange as that sounds.
Aye, aye,
Don't die.
Commander.
Thank goodness Smith isn't a better shot.
Shot failed to connect.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You will hit the you won't miss the 85. Get out. Leave. Depart.
All mission objectives completed.
Thank you, Bradford. Thank you. Play memes on its mind. We couldn't even see it. We couldn't even see it at the end there. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness it wandered into the line of sight of the sniper. The sniper is like, we specifically, I mean, you always bring a sniper. Your snipers are incredible. But specifically, one of the reasons we said we wanted the sniper is so that we could headhunt the ethereal. We are very, very lucky that it wandered into the sniper's line of sight so perfectly. Because otherwise, the whole squad put together would have struggled to kill that thing. Right? Without the sniper support. Even if you had Smith. Oh my goodness, folks, that was Operation Glass Scepter. That was a landed large UFO in Brazil. Supposedly that was only 29 aliens. I would not at this point be surprised if you told me there were more and the aliens were cheating on this count. Because that was a nightmare. That was a nightmare mission. That we have 0 XCOM operatives lost is a miracle. And not a small one. I am genuinely impressed with this squad. They did so well to make it out alive. Even Kelso gets to come home. Let's go home. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be on that mission anymore. Let's go home. Good stuff. Hey, look! Our 2 sergeants got promoted. Not that you're ever gonna see Kelso again. Aliens avoided the census paperwork, I'm sure. I wouldn't put it past them at this point. Unfortunately, you have had a couple of bad injuries here. That's 2 Master Sergeants out for a month. That's really not good. One of those Master Sergeants was your second for the final mission. Otherwise, it just sucks. You probably didn't want to bring the Marauder on the final mission, so that's probably fine. But now you have to make absolutely sure that Zhang doesn't get injured. That's unfortunate, but again, to say it again, that's how the cookie crumbles. We're just lucky that everybody made it out alive. Durand especially not getting injured there is absolutely huge. Kim also somehow avoiding an injury. Whew. Goodness. What do you even get at this level? I think we decided Mayhem, right? Yeah. Mayhem for Durand. That little bit of extra grenade damage. Yes, that's right, Elasio, that's right. Kelso, you will never see combat again. Good for you. That you made it to Tech Sergeant should be considered, I mean, just absolutely incredible. I don't know how you did it. You're such a bad soldier. You might be the worst XCOM soldier I've ever seen, but you made it to Tech Sergeant, and now you're on your way to retirement, so good job. Whew. We managed to bring home an alien heavy weapon. A whole ton of corpses. Good salvage. That salvage will see us through to the end of the game. Right? These repairs are nasty. Those are some nasty repairs. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff, get the money for it. There, and I guess all the stasis tanks got damaged actually in the fighting. That makes sense. We did kind of do almost all of our fighting in the stasis tank pit, so that all of them got damaged makes perfect sense to me. That's good. That's repair money anyhow. That's not even repair money. We need more. I don't know whether to call that mission a W or like a Pyrrhic victory. Pyrrhic victory is probably the best we can say there. We did complete our main objectives though, right? Durand is ready to go into the tube. I've completed my promise for this stream. We just need to wait a couple of days and we can throw him in. And that'll be just fine. I'm not doing another tactical mission today. If another one comes up in the in-between, we will throw Durand in the tube on Monday. But goodness, that took it out of me. That mission. Something like this. Yep, that'll do it. Yes, I completed the mission. W, that's right. cool. That stuff will start repairing. It'll all repair, like, pretty much by the time the Gollop Chamber's ready, so it's not going to delay us. Let's go spin the geoscape. Let's go spin it.
Contact detected.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's the scout. Okay, thank goodness. That is the scout for that mission. Okay. It's not here just yet. We get field repairs. That'll actually be pretty useful. Have you changed the cannons in the one aircraft? Yes, we did remember to do that today, actually. I think that it's being changed as we speak, actually. Yeah. I finally remembered. Ooh, hydrate and a stretch? Great idea. Hydrated and stretching. There we go. Commander, there's a UFO contact. Yep. Yep. Honestly, they have watched their commander go from being like... I've gone through an arc, really, as the XCOM commander. At this point, like, I've got graying hairs, you know, every time someone brings me a report, you know, my hands are just clasped in front of me, you know, brought up to my temple, and it's like, I'm like, yep, okay. They can see, like, the wrinkles starting to come onto my face, like, early. You know, like that thing, like when you have a high-stress job, it, like, rapidly ages you. In, like, the year that the XCOM program has been going, I've aged, like, 20 years.
Aircraft transfer complete.
Hey. But finally, some good news. Germany has just called me up and says, hey, Commander, listen, I know we've sent you a lot of dumb requests over the course of your program, and we know you're under a lot of stress. How about we pay more than double, like 250%, maybe even more? Gosh, how much does Illyrium sell for? Like 3? Over 300% market value for Illyrium. Would that cheer you up? Absolutely. Absolutely, that would cheer me up. That helps a lot, actually. You know that feeling well. Yeah, it gets to us, doesn't it? Neural gun link is complete. That is the infantry item off our shopping list. Scope, the replacement scope, because we had to use one to make the gun link. Yes, it's fine. I think that's... Oh, Zhang. Oh, Zhang, finally, some good news. Zhang is psionic, which means we're going to be able to use the neural gun link on the final mission. That's so important, actually. Thank you, Zhang. God, I could platonically kiss you right now. Thank you so much. Oh. I'm definitely... You know, I'm standing as the commander, like, behind one of these, like, windows. Hands behind my back, you know, waiting, expressionless, for Zhang to hop out of the tube and demonstrate a psionic power. not knowing whether or not the test has been successful. And Zhang hops out and does it and shows that he passed Sky School. And I just kind of crack a smile. I crack a smile for the first time anyone's seen one in months. Ooh, Zhang. Yep, exactly. Oh, thank you, Zhang. Thank you, Zhang. Thank you. Does anyone else want to get in the tube? No. No. Oh, well, you do, actually. You do. Frankly, it's gonna be telekinetic field. It's so good. You're gonna pull Cinder out. Cinder's in there for a joke. You know, and not actually important that Cinder completes High School. And in 11 hours, Duran goes in the tube, and the countdown begins. Mind and Machine. Probably the last tech we're gonna research. Vortex armor is now available for manufacture. Finally, my MMO armor that doesn't seem to actually have any real coverage. Oh boy. Our most powerful armored suit. This equipment serves to amplify the wearer's psionic abilities through a system modeled after the alien's own cybernetic implants. However, it should be noted that this armor can only be equipped by a soldier found to have psionic abilities. This is our volunteer armor. This is what we're putting the volunteer in. Thank you, Dr. Valen. You've done great work. I'll make sure to, if you need a letter of recommendation after the program is closed down, you know, I'll write you a good one. Whatever evil lab you want to go run, heck, I'll back it, frankly, if you want to go solo. Independent. Let's get it. It's fine. It's fine, we needed the money. It's fine, we needed the money. We'll get it later. We'll get it later, don't worry. We'll get it later. We'll get some things completing, we'll get a little bit of a rebate on it. We'll get some more Illyrium. Egypt's gonna pay us a lot of money and a new sergeant. Yeah, please. Oh. 18 Illyrium. That's progress. Can we get a little bit more?
Contact detected.
Oh, here's that mission. Now here's the question. Do you shoot it down? Probably not. You probably do this mission. Durand. I think Durand's ready, right? To go in. Please. Yes, yes, okay. I'm keeping this stream's promise. It's time. 83 will. Awesome. It'll take 7 days and 7 hours to roll this. A 33% chance. A 33% chance that Durand actually gets mind control. But that probably means, especially because we're gonna get Kim rolling soon, that I would estimate 2 weeks. 2 in-game weeks, I think that we can expect to be wrapping up the campaign. Who has the highest will? I guess now it's Durand, actually. Right? Between the two of them. with that promotion, Durand like really shot up. Because Durand has 83. Zhang has 83. So they're tied. That's funny. You have 73. So you're way up there too. Ross Beef has 79. And where's Kim? Nope, Kim's down here. Come on, I'm blind, aren't I? There's Kim. Kim has 76. So, Durand is definitely favored to get volunteer, just based off of that, just talking odds. But Kim should be rolling at a, above 25% chance, right? My stomach just growled at me. Goodness, that's a sign for me to end things soon. Not that I had the willpower to go through another tactical mission today. I'm happy to leave this terror mission for future me on Monday. I'm not even going to build a squad. That's a future me problem, honestly. Future me can deal with it. She's smart. She's pretty bright. Presumably well fed. Maybe on oatmeal and coffee. That should provide enough brain power to get that job done. So it goes, right? So it goes. Well, folks, it's been a lovely day of XCOM. I do think I should get out of here, shouldn't I? Let's take us on over to the ending soon screen. Future Scarlet has totally slept for 8 hours. Yeah. Yeah, we'll find out. Do I have anybody to send y'all to? We could go say hi to Yuma. We love Yuma, don't we? Yeah, we're a Yuma fan. We're gonna send y'all over to Yuma. If that's not weird to send y'all to Yuma. I think I would like to go watch Yuma too, frankly. I want to go watch Yuma. You're all coming with me. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in today. It has been a great time. It's been a very fun stream. Despite the many highs and lows of XCOM today, it's been a great time. A big thank you to all of our chatters as well, as I queue up the raid here, because that does have a timer, doesn't it? A big thank you to all of our chatters up the last, talking with each and every one of you. And a big thank you to the VOD watchers as well, who continue to be excellent, I am sure. I'm convinced of it, in fact. That's right. You're excellent. And you should know that. And there's a symbol at the end of Yuma's name. Yeah, there is, an underscore. Trying to get tricky. Will that take? That'll take. Good. We're gonna go over there, and we're gonna say hello to Yuma, who is currently streaming... I looked at it. The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. We love Morrowind. I love Morrowind. You all better too. Alrighty. I'm gonna get out of here. You all have a lovely night. Stay safe, and I will be back tomorrow for Variety Day. So I will see you then. Bye-bye.